Hey guys, this is Follygon. I am here with your daily dose of ZBrush and work motivation. We're just gonna go ahead and jump right in here. What we're working on here is just a quick speed sculpt of a dino creature from the video game DUELYST. DUELYST is, and the name of this guy is Magmar Rex, by the way. DUELYST is a card game that's kind of similar to Hearthstone or anything that you've played that's kind of a CCG collectible card game like that. But it's mixed with elements that are similar to Final Fantasy Tactics and Fire Emblem, and I've always loved Fire Emblem, so this kind of game is right up my alley. But Magmar Rex, yeah, he's I was just looking through some of their art on their ArtStation page, and I saw this guy, and I really liked him. So, I figured I'd do a quick speed sculpt of him, and I'll just go ahead and talk a little bit about what I'm doing here on screen. So if you saw there, I started with a sphere. That is typically what I'm doing when I start just a quick speed sculpt like this. And I just go ahead and pull out shapes like you just saw me do there. I pulled out and cut and removed and re-dynameshed. And that's kind of my process that I use when I am attempting to do something really quickly. So for this guy, I gave it a hard limit of 1 hour, and I went over it by just a tiny bit, maybe like 5 minutes or so. So it was like an hour and 5 minutes. This is sped up, I think, by 600%. So it's 6 times regular speed, and so that's about like 10 minutes or so. So right now I'm just trying to block out all the parts as quickly as I can. So if you saw, I quickly pulled out, I cut the sphere in half, flipped it over, did the jaw. I threw in that tongue as quickly as I could. I threw in those eyes. I threw in that horn on the front of his face, on his big nosy up there. Very professional. And right now I'm just trying to kind of block out everything as quickly as I can and kind of get those primary forms. Secondary forms are, well, secondary. So in this case, really what I'm trying to do with an hour of time, because that's not much to create, anything too spectacular. I'm just trying to get the idea of the character across so you can look at it and say, hey, that's Magmar Rex. And as you'll see, I think I accomplished that, but I don't have enough time to maybe do as much as I wanted. So that's fine, and maybe we'll retouch this guy in another video. But right now, if you take a look at what I'm doing, I'm those rings that I'm putting around the eyes and the nose. That was really just so. That was one of my insert brushes, comes standard with ZBrush. I was just using that to kind of block out that shape around the eye for the eyelid and the nose for the nostril. And what I'm trying to do there is just get that shape, and then I'm going to re-dynamesh those parts back into the main sculpt later, that main subtool. So right now, it looks like I have 6 subtools. Yeah, I'm really good at math. 6 subtools there in total. So one for the nostril, the eyelids, the body, or just the head, the main part of the character, the tongue, and that horn. So right now I'm just going back to that neck and focusing on that, jumping around as much as I can, going up to the teeth, or at least where the teeth will be here in a moment. And I'm just trying to right now, that the shapes that I'm attempting to just get in there really quick with the clay tubes and a similar brush to a damn standard. It's kind of my own version of one, little different. Doesn't come with the default ZBrush. What I'm attempting to do there is kind of get that buildup of flesh that you would see around a tooth that alludes to there being more tooth up under the surface, underneath the gums. And then I'm going back up to the eyes now, trying to block in that lid more, Magmar Rex, if you've played DUELYST before, he's an angry dinosaur. He's not a nice. I don't know if there are non-angry dinosaurs, maybe like Littlefoot or something. But dinosaurs are angry. Well, they would be if they were still alive. But yeah, right now I'm just kind of clay tubesing it up, trying to get all those shapes in there. Clay tubes, damn standard-esque brush. you know, cut into my mesh, and now I finally go in to put those teeth in there, and I just insert a sphere, pull it out with my move brush. Sorry for that mic pop there. Pull it out with my move brush, and when I do that, I turn on a little setting called AccuCurve, and it's in a custom menu for me, so I don't exactly remember where it is, and I apologize for that. I think if you look it up, AccuCurve, I think it's ACU or ACCU, or yeah, let's go with ACU, AccuCurve, ACU curve. If you look that up, you'll find out where that is. It might be in the draw menu. I really can't remember. But what that does is it gives you the ability to create a sharp point with the move brush, so you can turn AccuCurve on your move brush, pull out a shape, and it'll be a really sharp point there, which is what I did with that tooth. And then from there, I kind of just softened the shape because it was a little too hard. And now I'm just kind of duplicating those teeth, throwing them about in the slots that I created. Do a little inflate around the gums, attempting to, you know, get that feel that I was talking about earlier, like there's more tooth up under there. And now I'm just trying to get all those little teeth, and I can't exactly remember what I do for the bottom teeth. I can't remember if I take them all at once and just flip them and adjust them that way. But if you're looking for a quick way, so essentially what I did here, just to backtrack a little bit, was I started with symmetry on for these teeth, and I got those kind of main large teeth in there, and I did some small slight variations to those, and then from there I started, you know, creating some asymmetry. And yeah, actually right here I just flipped around the teeth, so this is exactly what I was talking about. Perfect timing. So I just duplicate those teeth, all those teeth that I have, and now I'm able to just repurpose that subtool, throw it on the bottom, and what you're gonna see me do is create a lot more variations between these, and get some asymmetry in there, and hopefully make that a lot less symmetrical and look a lot better. So right now, just adjusting those teeth a little more. You know, I want to make sure at least I fill up all those slots that I created. Give them that kind of gnarly look. But just a couple techniques here. Again, I was using the inflate brush on those teeth to kind of puff them up towards the bottom, and then AccuCurve again with the move brush to get those teeth to look real sharp. And I think not sharp isn't cool, but maybe they look cool. Maybe they look cool as well. But get that sharp point, which you can also, depending on how your geometry is flowing, what I do a lot of the time is if you just smooth out that tip of the, that sounded weird. If you just smooth out the tip of the tooth, or that pointed shape that you're working on, it'll often contract all those verts to that end point, and you'll also get a lot larger, get a lot sharper shape there. So I just turned on transpose. I activated my T-pose mesh, so pulling all those subtools all into one object there, and from there I'm just creating, you know, more asymmetry, puffing up these teeth a little more because I'm gonna smooth that out in Dynamesh later, and I'm probably gonna lose a bit of that. So as I'm doing that, I think I just went back. So T-pose my mesh out after I'm making those asymmetrical changes, adding a little color to them to try to get them closer to the values of Magmar Rex. And now I'm just going ahead and painting, and what I'm using there is the just standard brush, RGB only value, and color spray. And I think I'm still using my my Follygon clay there, which is a clay material that I created earlier this year. So I've been using it for a while now. I really like it. I've always hated clay materials in ZBrush. I always thought they looked absolutely terrible, and I still do, minus this one. I kind of got lucky with this one. You know, I was really sick of trying out other people's materials for clay, and for the longest time I just used the basic material, and I still do actually. I really like the basic material. It's just a really good material. It shows shows everything that you're it's really good at showing the forms of your model, so concave and convex surfaces, and just being able to figure out which way your surface is turning. But this material, this clay material that I made, it kind of does the same thing, but it also just gives it kind of a warmer feel. I don't know, it's easier on my eyes. It's kind of more of just a preference thing. It's hard to explain what makes a material so great until you play with it for a while. So you know, actually, you know, if anybody wants this material, I can just go ahead and throw it up online if you want to play around with it. I threw it up on my Facebook page earlier this year when I made it, so if you want to find it, you can go on over to my Facebook page and find it there. But I can also post a link to it down in the description below for you guys to download it as well. So jumping right back in here, I think what I was doing there is just a smooth with RGB modifier on only, so it smooths out some of the colors. Color spray, depending on how large your brush can be, it can create some really thick color blotches, and maybe that's not exactly what you're looking for. And I would say most of the time it's not. So it looks like I am just doing a quick projection over this guy, attempting to, I'm not sure if I just crashed, I might have. ZBrush, ZBrush isn't the most stable program, especially when you're kind of pushing it like I am. I'm definitely not nice to ZBrush. I ask way too much out of it. But luckily I have more than a few gigs of RAM to kind of help with that. So right now I'm just T-posing again really fast to get him some more asymmetry, and I think that's going to finish Magmar Rex up for us. So he's still really dirty. Paint job's terrible, but you know, it gets the basic idea across of what I wanted to do. So that was an hour and 5 minutes. Quick turntable of him there so you can see him from all angles. Really dirty, sketch style, but you know, I think it gets the idea across. So hey guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something, and if you want to follow me for updates on social media, follow for when I post a new video, that'll be great. I'd greatly appreciate that. And I just want to say thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.